Hello, welcome to another episode of McBoss Capital channel. I'm Michael Chu. This is the growth stocks list I follow every week. There is a strong movement right now in a lot of the stocks going back above their short-term moving averages. This is really good news for the market in general. This week we also had gone to market in correction mode, which is 20 to 40% level allocation based on IBD. And we start moving back above on Wednesday after the core CPI report is better than expected. And as you see, by Friday, IBD also changed it back to 60 to 80% allocation, which is kind of what I view as confirmed uptrend, back to confirmed uptrend. And on the accumulation side, we see a lot of stocks being accumulated versus distribution. So there is still distribution, but a lot more on the accumulation side. On the industry group, same thing. We're seeing like 80s versus 20s. On the sector side, we see technology kind of pick up by Wednesday a little bit to Friday. As we saw on the main market video, the advanced decline line is still very weak on the NASDAQ 100. We also saw a little bit of pickup on retail by Friday, but still not too strong yet. And then industrials really pick up even on Tuesday before Wednesday, already picking up, and then by Friday, you can see it has the highest number of stocks being accumulated. This is net accumulation minus distribution, so meaning there's way more stocks. So there's 100 more stocks accumulated after you subtract the net accumulation minus distribution. And then health hasn't performed so strong lately. There's a couple of stocks that are doing well, but majority of them are just still kind of weak. We have commodities and energy doing really well, and that has done well for a while now. You can see here in past few weeks, it is the only one that constantly in the positive side of accumulation. On the financial side, we also saw a huge pickup this week, especially since Wednesday. So again, good news. Overall, we're seeing accumulation in many areas. This is my growth stock list that I follow every week, and we try to sort them based on performance here. This is based on performance since December 19, one day after the Fed announcement on the 18th, where they have a hawkish cut tone, and that they may not cut rates as fast anymore. Anyhow, since that time, market has kind of pulled back. Not too much. In most cases, the index are only down 5 to 7%, except Russell, I think, which passed 10%. But since that time, like basically we pull back all the way to almost New Year, and then comes New Year, we start to see energy stocks actually moving. And you can see the blue one. There's lots of commodities, energy stocks in the top 20 here. There's a few. There is still some technology stocks which will cover, some retail, some industrial, still, yeah, there's some health as well. So we'll go through this list. But the most important I want to show, usually the way I start with, is how many stocks are in uptrend, which is above their 1021 day. And roughly we have about 330 stocks, I believe. And out of this list, we see 212 stocks out of 330 roughly is basically clearly above their 1021 day line, which is really in the uptrend mode because you have a 10-day moving average and a 21-day moving average. So that's a pretty long period of time that the stock now has come back above those average, which means they're kind of above their general trending line. This is really healthy. And so that's like almost 60% or more, 65% or more, like 2/3 almost, are in uptrend mode. And that's not even counting the ones that are near those lines, right? So there's about 33 here that are near those moving average within 1%. So yeah, so it's kind of, let's just call it, those are near the average. So you're not really sure if they're still in an uptrend or downtrend. It could be trending down, it could be trending up. And then the downtrend, you can see there's still about 83 stocks here that are still in downtrend mode, that are still trying to recover. The next thing we look at is how many of these stocks are making new highs. If you go to the highest date, and this high date is based on December 19, so the highest since December 19. So the most recent date, which is January 17 on Friday, this shows that they have made a new high on intraday basis. And on the relative strength wise, we can see daily relative strength based on 3-month and weekly based on 3-month. If they close on the high as well. So that will also indicate the stock is, definitely has strong momentum. So we're going to start with the industrial sector because it has the most number of stocks being accumulated. The industrial was going into correction prior to this week, so a lot of these stocks might be coming up from the bottom. But the ones that we should pay attention to is where it has made a new high, especially, and also like obviously they're mostly in uptrend mode, the ones we're going to look at, and also they should have a strong relative strength, making new high on the daily as well as on the whole week as well. So let's look at NGVT here. We are symbolic on the first one. That one's a little bit more volatile, so feel free to look at it on your own time. This one is chemical specialty. You can see it kind of broke this downtrend, come back really fast here. So again, many of these industrial stocks have corrected, but they are coming back up really fast. So that's why they're making onto this list here and ranking pretty high. Then we have VST and CLS. So VST, Vistra in the electric power area. So recently it broke out from this nice base. So right now, like right here is probably the first time I crossed this high here. And so far it's been holding tight. There was some news, I believe, on Friday, some fire. So that caused the stock to gap down a little bit, but I think it generally recovered pretty good. Here's the gap down, here's the sell off, but it has recovered pretty good here. We'll see how it does the next day, but this uptrend is pretty much intact, pretty strong 45-degree angle. I have added position here, sold some here. So right now it's still looking good. CLS, another electrical related company, this one has done really well the last little bit, and recently it formed this kind of flat base right here, and it just started moving recently. That's where I at my first entry point, second entry point. I got kind of stop out here, really tight stop, but I bought it back in, and it has moved since. Again here on Friday, Thursday was a little bit extended on Friday. You can see it just went down a little bit below Thursday's low, and then it bounced. So again, very good sign that possibly the run has started here, like the more steeper run here, like more 45-degree angle. Volume has been rising on the buy side, so that's also really good. So next we have fixed and VRT both making new highs. So this is Fixed Comfort System USA in the building heating, air conditioned heating products segment. It kind of had this lower entry breakout point above the downtrend line here. After that breakout, you can see it moves really fast. Like in 3 days, it was already near the top. On Friday, it pulls back very slightly, holding the recent high. This looks very healthy. Very nice chart, very nice cup here. 10 days now sloping 45-degree angle or more. So VRT, another electrical power equipment area. This one, it came out right here from a low entry point, moves out a couple of days, but then it pulled back really hard. I got shaken out right here on this day right there, and then it started to bounce again, and I bought back in, and so far it seems to be making new recent highs, so that's good. It's a little bit slower than the other ones, but it seems to be working now, so we'll see. Previously it has a nice uptrend here as well. Next we have aerospace defense, HWM, also aerospace defense. Another thing we want to look at is just kind of looking at the group ones that are doing well. LOAR here, LOAR, DRS here. There's another one, CAE here. So this group overall is doing well. TDG, we have General Dynamics down here as well. So AIR symbol. This one built this nice, really deep cup. This is a long base. You can see it's very volatile for sure. Yeah, so something to be cautious about, but it has been working recently. There's also lots of volume compared to the last 2 times. You don't see that much volume, but this time it has climbed back with more volume. So this is again aerospace defense. Helmet aerospace. This is the one that I'm currently trading. Nice cup breakout right here. Here's the lower entry point. It has gone up 5 days in a row. It just broke out. Volume also came in quite significantly. Looks really good. So next we have MTZ in the building heavy construction. There's also power here in the building heavy construction. With Trump coming in, there's lots of talks that there will be lots of construction work going into the future as there's more deregulation. So a lot of the construction group could benefit from that. So here's Nasdaq, and this is a pretty nice breakout. So far, you can see from the breakout it's holding that breakout. That's exactly what you want to see. It's starting to climb at a pretty fast pace. I'm trading this stock. You can see I'm slowly moving the stops up. The red line I marked. Those are the horizontal line I marked. Is all the as it moves higher, I move the stop up. Next, we have mod coming back also in the building heating products like FIX, and then we have TGLS again in construction, DSP in commercial service advertisement, FLS in machinery general industrial, and AZEK also in building construction. So here's Flowserve, also nice breakout from a low entry point right here, moving up nicely. So AZEK has this long consolidation, but it fell on the breakout, came back in, started a new base. Right now it's moving up pretty strong. It's like 5 days of run now, and volume did come in on the buy side. So we'll see. So far it's holding this breakout right here on this downtrend line. So we'll see if it continues. Looks pretty good so far. We have REVG in the building, mobile manufacturing, Upwork commercial staffing, DRS, or we're going to talk about that, HQY, commercial service outsourcing. We also have EXLS in that group. So also building the right side of the base, little bit more volatile. You have this 1 day of volatility here, but so far it found support near that level. EXLS Excel Service Holdings broke out on Friday, but it pulls back in. Looks pretty good, the chart, like pretty nice base here. So it's a pretty nice angle too right now, the slope. So we'll see if it can continue this trend. The volume on the breakout a little bit low though. We have WCC also making new high, electronic parts, KEX making new high, transportation, ship, power, we talk about that. Coherent in the electronic parts, TTEK, pollution control, and there's quite a bit of stocks here still, so feel free to look at your own time. There's ETN here also moving, TTMI at the bottom here is also in the electrical contract manufacturing group. So there's still some stocks in downtrend, but you can see a lot of them are backing up. So the financials are the second strongest group right now, based on this week's accumulation. We're still seeing some downtrend, like BBAR is coming back up. Coming back down. FOA also, those are gained a lot recently, and now it's giving back. We have Hood at number 1. So for Robinhood, you can see it came up and then it started to kind of going sideways kind of movement. And I tried it here, but I got shake out right here, and I didn't buy it back when it bounced, so I missed this one. This is a nice breakout point right here, and it has followed through after the initial breakout, so that's really good. It's going up at a really fast speed right now. I don't want to chase it. Hopefully it will pull back at some point and give me a chance to get back in. And this is ranked number 1 in finance, so something to pay attention to. We have IREN, financial service specialty. This one hasn't made a high in a while, so this is a lower price stock, IREN. So even though it doesn't look very good on the chart, but the movement from the lows is quite significant. But could be potential here. You can see this nice trend line broken here, and it has followed through now, but both days closed at the lows. Volume is subsiding on the sell side on the red bars, but the buying on the blue side is going up, so there's potential here. SOFI and FUTU making new highs this week. So here's SOFA making new recent high. Again, this chart really nice stock. Long consolidation, come back really strong, pretty much double from the buy point here, and then it kind of start to gyrate here, and then finally it was able to break through this resistance line and come out, and it came out really strong. Now the volume is a little bit lower than average, but the price is very strong right now. FUTU is a Chinese-based stock. I don't really like this chart too much. Like this one was a nice breakout. Like it was really strong if you make some money there. But here, like I don't like this side of the chart because like it always like have those 1 day bounce and then it dissipate right away. In fact, it gapped down the next day. So whereas different. The volume is slowly dying, so that could be good news, right? It could imply less volatility, and we'll see. It's hard to say. I think again, there's a risk with Chinese stocks too, so something to watch out for. And then this week we have lots of banks, right? Big banks reporting like Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, um, Goldman Sachs down here. A lot of big banks like Bank of uh, Bank of New York Mellon. You can see most of them are breaking out on Friday. So that's really strong. Like you can see blue dot showing up here. Citigroup was probably the one stock I could have got in, but I didn't. Look at that breakout right here on humongous volume right here. And look at Thursday, it was holding it. It just doesn't want to come down. Friday it followed through. This is moving so fast in 3 days. Goldman Sachs also have blue dot. You can see the financials are acting really strong relative strength wise. We also have Morgan Stanley as well. Blue dot breakout, new relative strength high. Next we have Ford also making a move here. So this is a nice entry point right here on Friday. Looks really good. The volume on the sell side has subsided as well. Next we have NU, a foreign bank. This one is from Brazil. This is a long big correction here. It's been climbing slowly, but it looks really tight action. We still haven't seen much volume coming in, so we'll see if this can continue its run or not. If we get some volume coming in, the selling volume has definitely subsided, so starting to look healthy here. Next we have LAS, NERDS, ENVA. ENVA is also trying to break out from the financial consumer loans. See the red blue dot right there. Next we have KKR in financial investment management and EQH. And then down here we have more ARES, CTR, AL, BX, all in the investment management area. So here's KKR chart, nice breakout from the trend line, moving up really solid. The slope of the run right now really strong. EQH also broke out recently, so first time it didn't work, but second time looked like it worked. Came up to here. Look at how tight it's trading near the top here. Then we have CBRE in the real estate. We also have JLL in the real estate, both doing well. We also have True, I believe that's TransUnion. So this one also break above this downtrend line. There's also the 50 days, so we'll see if we can cross that. CPAY also in the financial service. And then you can go through the rest here. But most of these are an uptrend, and you can see a lot of them are making new recent highs. So this is very healthy. I think financial is probably, at least on my list of stocks, is probably the longest list, and also have a lot of ones making new highs right now. So for energy and commodities, this is probably the one group that started the rally early compared to other sectors. And this is probably the third week or so since they started running. And again, even this week it wasn't the strongest, but it's still pretty stable. And a lot of the stocks are mostly holding their gains. So first one, we have energy alternative like CEG, which is kind of related to power. So we have this huge breakout right here on this high volume day from last Friday with the news they bought some other company. That was a nice high volume breakout, really powerful move. Like I think it was up quite a bit. Yeah, 25% that day. So anyhow, I did buy into it just because of from last week, on a weekday in the market they were able to go up so much. It just showed the strength. But obviously you can see Monday was a pullback day, and that usually happened after a strong day. But right away it found traction and was able to didn't make a new low, number one, and number two, it kind of continued to fall through as days goes on. And now we have this nice slope that is very strong on CEG. Looks very nice here. Again, it does look a little bit extended right now. So, but look at Friday, it was able to just go sideways instead of coming back down again. It just show a lot of strength. volume is starting to show up quite a bit here in recent days as well. So let's see how that goes. So then we start to get into more oil and gas stuff. So we have LB and AR in exploration production here. We have SD here in that same group. We have Gulfport Energy here. So Lambridge, it came up really strong from this really low entry point. It just doesn't want to go back below the red line, and then it start to move. After it moved for a few days, it kind of pulled back again, and then it has kind of bounced off this low right here, and right now it's holding tight again. So it has formed this, based on this market surge, it has formed this nice pattern here, like a little handle. Volume has subsided on the selling side. Look at that volume on Friday. It doesn't want to sell off. Very good pattern. So if it breaks out, this is an IPO, so there's a high chance that this will get some attention if it breaks out. This is a newer name on my list. It has nice earnings. You can see it's all turning very nicely in the 30 cents to 44 cents. Really strong chart. Next one is AR. Again, nice breakout on the weekly chart here. Huge improvement in earnings going forward and sales as well. And Terro Resources. On the daily chart, you can see it broke out. It pulls back to the 10-day a little bit here, and then it bounced. And this time right here, it didn't even touch the 10-day, and then it bounced again. So really strong chart, this one. Next we have Sandwich Energy. This one has consolidated for a long time, and it finally kind of came out on this downtrend line. Right now, and then it seems has moved nicely. Now it's starting to go to this 200-day moving average, is even a much longer term trend line, and we are seeing a little bit of resistance, but the resistance so far are pretty normal. There's not much high volume selling. In fact, you can see the selling volume is quite low as well. So if we can get some buying volume coming, it could push above this. That'll be it could be pretty powerful here. Next we have Gulfport also building a long base here. Then it came out, but then it kind of fell back. So it didn't quite work. Then it kind of formed this shorter base, and the bounce was really fast. And then it broke out right here, trying to hold the next day. And you can see it's been moving slowly, but you can see how many updates here, volume is coming in. So it's starting to form a nice uptrend line here. So next we have the next group is oil and gas field service. Expro is doing really well, making new highs. You also have KGS in that group as well, doing new highs. CLB also doing new highs. There's lots of stocks in this group. We have TEW is still in a downtrend. Next we have TRGB in the refining marketing. And then we have TPL Royal Trust, EQT Integrated. In this group, we also have AM. So here's a nice breakout right here. This is a lower entry point. You can see it goes up really nice here. It's been obeying the 10-day very well. A little bit accelerating right now, but so there's some selling volume on Friday, just a little bit higher than average. But still, overall chart looks pretty good. We have AM in the same area, long base, came out. So far is holding this breakout so far, and volume also coming in. Next we have AROC in the machinery, oil and gas machinery equipment, and GTLS also in that group. So this was a recent bounce run here, and then we went into this consolidation, a pretty shorter consolidation here, and then it started to move again. And so far this run is pretty strong. Like it's much more deeper than the 45-degree angle. Arch Rock. Chart industry, GTLS, also in that group. Very similar chart pattern, went to more of a consolidation, shorter consolidation. It tried to break out, but it pulls back to the 10-21 day, and then it finally bounced again. So we did see the higher volume breakout. I haven't seen much volume, but Friday's volume is healthy. It didn't want to sell off on high volume. Next, we starting to go into some gold mining stocks, IDR, NEN. So most of them have come back above the uptrend line, from the uptrend. AEM here, AGI, PAS. So here's AEM, Nickel Eagle Mines. So it's still in the base. It has bounced from here, and it's not a very strong bounce so far, but it is in an uptrend. So next we have some oil and gas transport pipeline, MVGS, ENLC. It has also OKI here, OKE, and then we have one another metal mining ore like SSGML AA. So this is Alcoa. It has again big correction here, broke the downtrend line. It is coming up pretty fast right now. So next we have the technology group. Most of this have come back above uptrend, so that's good news. There's still some, I would say roughly like still 1/3 in downtrend mode, but about 2/3 in uptrend mode, so that's pretty good. And also we're seeing like some new highs here as well, so that's good. So the first one on the list is ASUR, ASUR. This is in the software enterprise. We have Audio I here, but this one hasn't made new recent high in a while. It's gone through probably a bigger correction. We have Freshworks here, also making new high, new recent high. We have Wix, KD, and Palantir is currently in a downtrend. So this one is Wix. It has this recent prior uptrend. Then we went into this consolidation. Look at how flat this consolidation is, and this must be probably 5 weeks or so or more. And then it finally break out right here, and the volume came in as well. So that's really good news. And look at Thursday and Friday. The selling volume has started to subside compared to the buying volume. So that's pretty good. This is Canadian Holdings symbol KD. This one also has a prior uptrend. Then we went into this again, another very flat base here, broke out right here on high volume. 3 days of strong volume came in, and then it hit a new high here. Then it pulled back to the short-term 10-day, and near the 21-day it bounced. And since then it has been doing okay, like holding right here. And volume again on Friday is very low, so that's a good sign. So next we have semiconductor equipment group. We have Onto, MVMI. Down here you have UCTT and TER, and also ASML. And look at MVMI, the stock that I'm trading right now. This is a long base consolidation, and right here the volume really dries up right here on the sell side, and look at the tightness in trading right here, and then it starts to move above this trend line on higher volume, and you can see it's starting to move right here, and I think that was my first entry point. Then it pulled back very slightly, and both days you can see as it pulls back it wants to close at the top, and then from here it starts to bounce, and the slope looks pretty strong right now, and it's very near the breakout zone. Next we have the electrical semiconductor fabless, SMTC, making new high. ARM also making new recent high. Rambus also making new recent high. We have SITM also in the same group making new high. So this group is making new highs quite a bit. Marvel is also making new high. So SMTC, Semtech has a nice prior uptrend right here. Then we went into this flat base formation here. You can see this was actually Wednesday when it broke out on really high volume. Prior to that, the volume also subsiding on the sell side and trading really tight around the short-term moving average. So Wednesday was the breakout day. Thursday it pulls back. The volume is slightly lower, so that looks okay. And then Friday it gap up and make new highs. So that shows there's definitely more accumulation happening than distribution here, and this is very healthy. Now we go to ARM Holdings, which is a bigger guy. In the main market video, we look at Nvidia. It wasn't doing much. It was pretty poor relative strength. This one is not the strongest relative strength, but it at least is holding flat line compared to the whole S&P. So it did make a new recent closing high right here, like very slightly. We still have one more high here to go through, and then this is the next big base high here. So it's looking a little bit more healthy right now, but again, I think so, like ARM and Nvidia, Taiwan Semiconductor, they tend to move together. They usually, yeah, they usually move together. So watch for that. Rambus, yeah, we're talking about that. Next, we have MU data storage here. Credo, this is Internet Network Solutions making new high. So this also has a prior uptrend, and then now it went sideways pretty much, like almost like a flat base. Then right here on Wednesday, it bounced off from the short-term moving averages, and then on Thursday, it tries to come out, but you can see it reversed. But on Friday, it finally came out, breakout right here. Next here we have computer software medical previa making new high. We also have HIMS down here in that same group. We have gaming NTES. This is a Chinese computer software gaming. So again, this is a Chinese stock. It has its own risks. It seems to have all this big one-day move and then comes back down. And then here again, same thing. One big day move and came back down. So far, this movement here, it found support on Friday, and then here's the 10-day slope. So this might be healthy this time because it actually like didn't close near the bottom, right? So it actually bounced back and even closed higher than the previous day. So this might have some potential here. So we'll see. Next, we have MTSI in the electrical semiconductor manufacturing. We have Duolingo in the software education. So this one also have a very strong prior uptrend, and then it corrected quite a bit. It went below the 50-day line. Then it finally found support at some level here, and it has bounced since. And this crossover is pretty strong. Look at the volume. And then Friday, it was able to not only hold the gap, the movement on Thursday, but also actually close at a new high. So this looks really good. So yeah, there's other stocks here. You can go through it. You can see Avago here as well. Some of the more known names. A-Lab is still in a downtrend. Again, there's still lots of stock in the downtrend like Nvidia here, and even Shopify. So retail also still pretty weak. We do see some strength in transportation airline group like ULCC. There's SNCY here, UAL, DAL, SkyWest here, and AAL here. So this is under $10 stock, so it could be more volatile. But so far, like it's been trading pretty normal. Like this is the first breakout right here on highest volume in the base. So that's really good sign. Then as it pulls back here towards the 10-day moving average, look at where it closed. It doesn't want to close at the lows. And then finally we have this bounce right here. And then it did break out from this little sideways movement on Friday. And then volume also came in. For Delta, this is the bigger airline. It also break out recently on highest volume here. And then it pulled back the next day, but it closed near the middle range, so that's healthy. It found support without touching the 10-day. And then it has gone sideways and has not made a move so far. Now, the volume on the sell side is starting to come down quite a bit, so we'll see if the next volume comes in, might be on the upside. Most of these other stocks hasn't made new high recently, so I'm not gonna go into them, but you know, there's Kavana, XPOF, make recent high on Wednesday, so they're pulling back a little bit. PB, this is in retail restaurants. We have Restoration Hardware making new high here. So here's a new recent high, and the selling volume has subsided as well, and then the more buying volume is coming in. So it looks pretty healthy. 10-day slope is strong. We talk about Tesla in the main video, so we can go check that out. Yeah, 1P in the wholesale food. Vikings making new high in leisure service. So a lot of IB traders follow this one. So it did break out on Friday on high volume, so that's really good. So this might be worth paying attention to. ATGE in the consumer service education. We have BFAM here in the same group. We have TAO in the same group and LRN. So it looks like they're all moving together. So here's the nice ATG breakout right here. It did pull back after the breakout. So I have a buy here. It didn't trigger my stop at this level. Then it started to bounce. As it bounced, I start moving the stop higher and higher. And so far it's holding, continue to trend higher. Yeah, so it's not a fast moving stop, but it is trending higher. So again, I'll let you guys go through this on your own time. But yeah, maybe it'll pick up. I don't know. But it is the second lowest group with accumulation this week. But there is some making new highs here. So feel free to browse through this. And then there's still quite a bit of downtrend at the bottom. And then the weakest group is health. So you can see here, there's not too many stock making new highs. There's only a few stocks here. So and then as we go down more, you can see there's some in downtrend, like almost half, like 40% of them in downtrends too. But yeah, ITCI was bought out, so we're gonna look at that. Neri also was bought out, cash offer or something. So you have SIBN, systems equipment, which is same as ISRG, also system equipment. So let's look at intuitive surgical. So this is a very nice breakout. Like this is a very flat base right here. And this stock doesn't move fast, but it does move quite consistent. But recently, this last 3 days of move on Wednesday, it's a huge move. They announced their sales guidance. I mean, they upped their preliminary sales, I believe, yeah, before the earnings coming out in 5 days from on January 23rd. But yeah, this is a huge move, and look at what it did after. It not only hold, but it kind of followed through as well. So it does look a little bit extended right now, but this could be a superstar and a lone driver here, because we're not seeing many health stocks moving together. So this is very interesting. Next we have some medical products, like AZEK, ASGN. Again, Narian was offered buyout. We have Penn and BSX here, also doing well. SYK also making new high. And so these are Penumbra. So here's the nice breakout right here. So I got shaken out right here on this day. I haven't bought back in, but so far it looks really good. BSX right here, nice flat base, breakout, gap out right here, and then it pulls back to the 10-day, and then it rebounds from there. Again, volume starting, it's been rising every time it goes up, so that's really good. Next we have some biotech like Hallo, Merm, ASXM here. So these are all recent highs here. Then there's some downtrends too. So we can look at Hello. So this chart is a little bit like really ugly on this side right here. But from here on, like it started to form nice sideways consolidation, and then from here it broke out right here on high volume 3 days in a row. Then it kind of pulled back again. Look at how it didn't want to come to the 10-day, then it bounced right here. So that could be an entry point right there. And then since that, it has been kind of just going up nicely, trending upward. So there's potential for this. So those are the stocks on my list. Hopefully you gain a lot of insights as to what's working and what's not. And we'll hope to see more, stocks continue on this uptrend and continue. So take care. Have a good week. Bye bye. And please like and subscribe.